I'd be really interested getting this from, someone within that background with Delta and everything, as Trump just came out recently saying he would look to have operators going down to take care of the cartels in Mexico. What do you think about that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I think it'd be better if we just concentrated on border security.
Mm-hmm.
Just border security. Like if we can shore up our border, I don't think it'll matter what the cartels do in Mexico. This will sound bad. I don't care, but then they can just fight each other and let it burn. I don't care. That's their country. That's for them to deal with. So if Mexico can't deal with it, that's a Mexico problem. And I would say that's something I've changed my mind a little bit more the older I've gotten,
Mm-hmm.
and the more I've gone around the world taking care of other people's problems. We have enough problems here in the States that I'd like to see focused on. So I would say let's secure our border first.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people overthink it too, because they think we can send in, pick whatever spec ops group and go take down this target. And then it's in Mexico, the next kingpin's always up. So we'd be in like another endless war down there, essentially, trying to pick off these targets.
Here's something where it gets a little more, personal, and people view us as video games sometimes. Like, oh, we just send them down there, and the good guys always win, or they're not people. They're just operators. That's just a very impersonal term. Now, when it comes to hostage rescue, if you're sending operators down to rescue an American who got hemmed up, 100% all day long, you signed up for that. And if you die on that, that's the job. That was the riskiest job that you raised your hand for. But, that's drug cartels, going after other countries, bad guys that are only a threat to that country. Now, of course, the counter argument to that is going to be, well, the secondary and tertiary effects of that drug cartel violence spills over into the United States. Not if we have better border security.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. To say better border security makes it sound like we have border security. So I was generous with that terminology.
Yeah. No, I'm having Vincent Vargas on later to talk about that, because it is it does feel like we do less and less, so we change the laws and all that, and then what you're saying, it's like, oh, we have this easy solution, and it's like, that's not a solution. One, and two, like, we don't want to be doing those type of items if we don't need to. Like, we're just putting ourselves out there for no real reason. And I think too, again, it's like another ploy where you're saying it's tiptoeing around the actual issue, which is the border.
Yeah.
Like, if we actually address that.
Here's an incident that relates to it and is more specific. It was just a few years ago. There's Mormon families that live south of the border, right at the border. And they were driving back to their family compound in their SUV, and the cartel mistake their SUV for either rival gangs SUV, or it was either rival gangs or a government SUV. And they shot it up. They killed everybody inside. Women, children, innocent Americans that were living on the other side of the border. That is something I would send. And if Mexico isn't going to do something about that, I would give them an opportunity. And if they won't, I would send Americans there to send a message to them. So it's not a hostage rescue, but they directly murdered Americans, and they need to see that that's unacceptable, and that death is the sentence for messing with Americans. If you don't send a strong message, why won't they'll do it again? Mm-hmm. Same thing, not to jump topics, but same thing with ISIS. The first time ISIS cut an American's head off, we should have done something about it. So they did it again. And then they did it again. And they did it again. And they didn't stop until we finally did something about it. Well, guess what? ISIS isn't cutting American heads off anymore. We did something about it. So I am very much about sending a strong signal, but usually when it's directly affecting Americans.